Hey there, it's the evening of April 30, 2019, Tuesday night. Tomorrow is May 1. My birthday's coming up. I got my birthday present delivered in the mail today. What we've been doing the last few years, Mrs. Random and I, is we get to pick a gadget or thing that we know ahead of time and have it ordered. And the other one wraps it for us. So she's going to wrap my drum machine. It's a Drum Brute Impact that I ordered by Arturia, and I'm pretty excited about it. I have a Arturia Micro Brute analog synthesizer, and it's been pretty fun. Also got the Beat Step sequencer to go with it a year or so ago, and that's just made it even more fun. That's the gear that I use to play with Woke Ass Messiah, or we've done it a couple times, and I think we're going to do some more when we have time. Since I'm Mr. Random, he's Woke Ass Messiah. We are Random Ass Messiah, and just jamming on our synthesizers. He's got a pretty kick-ass Euro rack set up with a lot of modules. I have I have no idea what he's doing over there most of the time. It sounds good, whatever it is. And with the Drum Brute Impact, I'll be able to connect. Well, let's see, there's a couple of advantages. It'll be easier to connect to his gear, I believe, because it has a clock in and out. That's the main thing. We need to find, or it's good to have a way to sync. Although we've made good music not synced up by hardware, just by ear. I don't have a beats per minute readout on the Microbrute or the beat step. It's kind of annoying. I'd really like to see what my tempo is. So the Drum Brute Impact gives me that. And it also gives me a way to sync up its clock with other gear. I guess I'll find out a lot more when I, connect it up and play with it. Also, it's a great drum machine from the videos I've seen, and so I'm really looking forward to playing with it. Other news: I restarted my Spotify Premium. I had suspended it back, I think, in September or October, because I wanted to just take advantage of the collection we have here, which is pretty extensive, just because we've never gotten rid of anything. And both Mrs. Random and I from high school bought records and taped friends' records, and then bought CDs, lots of records and CDs and tapes, basically. And then along came MP3s. I collect a lot of MP3s. And that era is kind of over, and we're into streaming. So I had been using Spotify a lot to stream the last few years. But it seemed kind of silly since I have all this other music available. However, I wanted to play some records I didn't have. I didn't want to pirate them. So Spotify, $10 a month. It's a complete bargain. Any of the streaming packages you can get out there, it's just a bargain compared to what we used to pay for music. Seriously. Let's see. So I got Spotify. I made some notes here. I've been, I guess, I should check back in with you guys with my interest in the now moment, which, there's really nothing else, so I'm still interested in it. Also been getting into, I guess, what you could call spiritual YouTube channels, like channeling channels, and also teachers like Eckhart Tolle and Thich Nhat Hanh, and I can't remember a bunch of them that I've watched. One of my favorite new ones that I've discovered is Amanda Ellis in the UK. She is a spiritual teacher, color therapist, channeler, card reader. She works with, she makes these sprays that are keyed into different archangels or elementals, things like that. And they work on the scent, It's their aroma, I think, that is the the key thing that makes them work, makes them powerful. She uses them a lot when she's channeling her guide, Archangel Metatron. She's super interesting and seems very grounded. I don't feel like she's a quack at all. I trust her, so I've been into hers. Another guy that's a little further out there, maybe for people, is this guy Daniel Scranton, who channels the Arcturians, and he goes. You should check it out. He goes through this sort of clicking and toning right before the words come out. He says that the Arcturians are kind of making, he lets them do this with his body, but they're the ones that are doing it. I find it fascinating. What else? Let me pause it. Fleur is here. Can you see her? There she is. She's happy now. Earlier she was just crying because I wasn't paying attention to her. But now we've got to sort it out. And once a kitty starts washing, they're comfortable. I think that's if they're sleeping or washing, I don't have to worry about them. But it's a little difficult because we're on an incline here. She has to kind of grab on a little bit. It'll work for a while here. And then when she's done doing that, there's a... Can you see it? There's a pillow down here. She gets on that. Hope you can see it. Pause. Oh yeah, I'm working on... I'm not sure what it's going to be. A slideshow video type thing. I'm taking photos of... has to do with space money. Pieces of space money that have been cut down to the final size, space money size, that means they have two coats or two layers of paint, two stages of paint on them, and they don't have the metal shiny layer on yet. But I have a bunch. It's over 400, I believe, and they each have two sides. I'm photographing them all that I have right now before I put the metal on. It's hard for a still photo to capture what a piece of space money looks like. You really have to kind of rotate it with light to see the reflections, to see what's, it has to have sort of, you have to be able to get the 3D-ness of it. So I'm taking these photos of them before the metal stage, so that I can use them in a video or something, like rapid fire, or maybe blend, show one for a few seconds and blend to the next one and have a musical background. That's a project I'm working on right now. In the things I'd like to do, get going department, I'd like to get more exercise. I'd like to take walks. I'm thinking I'm going to start walking early in the morning before Mrs. Random gets up. I like to get up really early, and that's a good time for me to walk, so I might start getting out there maybe even before sunrise and walk, or pretty soon the sun will be rising. I don't know, it's like getting close to 5:30 or something. I have to check, but walking in the early morning, I'm gonna get back to that. I used to walk to work a lot when I was working, and that was a good 40-minute walk one way, so I automatically got exercise doing that. And I've been sitting on my ass too much now that I'm retired. I don't have the motivation of, the automatic kind of motivation I need to get to work. So I don't really need to get anywhere at a certain time usually anymore. So being the lazy bastard I am, that doesn't happen. The exercise doesn't happen. So I have to kind of kick myself. So that's what I'm kind of doing here. Yeah. We want to we don't have our hoses, our watering hoses on the front and back of the house out connected yet. We still got the little foam covers to keep the spigots from freezing on. And tomorrow, definitely, well, it's May, so it's a good time to do it. The start of May. Get the hoses out, need to water the pots. We have a lot of potted flowers and plants and herbs. The hedge, which was radically trimmed back a few weeks ago, is starting to bud out leaves like crazy. I just noticed today, just in the last day or two, we're starting to get our leaves back. On the street side, we cut it down past the leaves. On the house side, we left some of the leaves, so we had a little bit of hedge-like privacy, not much, but now it's going to start bushing out, literally. And it's time to give it some water, I think, and just it hasn't rained for 10 days or so, I think, or a good week. It's been dry and it's getting warm, so things are drying out. So it's time to get the water on things. Time to mow the lawn again. Seems like this time of year you have to mow the lawn like every 4 days, or it gets out of hand. We have what I call an acoustic mower. It's not motorized. It's a push mower, and so if the grass gets too long, it gets kind of difficult. You have to do it in stages and adjust the height up, and then go again with it like medium, and then go again with the low, if it gets really long. We did have the mower sharpened at Carson's just up the street, around the corner up the street, about 3 years ago, and it's still pretty sharp. But still, long grass is a challenge, especially if it's damp at all. I'd much rather, though, deal with a push mower than a gas motor mower. I hate those things almost as much as weed whackers. Okay, wow, I got pretty chatty there. I've got this here. There's on the bottom of the phone. Actually, I have the phone in a grip. I don't know what color. It's kind of a thing to grip to put on a tripod, and I have it mounted on a little tiny flexible tripod, which I have all the legs together. I'm just using it to hold as a stabilizer kind of here. That's working out pretty well, and I really like the lapel mic thing, and it gives a better sound, I think. I think that's it. We're 12 minutes right now. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Talk to you next time.